Hi, guys. Today, I want to talk to you about your brain and your awareness and the science behind your awareness. I get super nerdy into this because when I developed my psychic and mediumship abilities, I wanted to know how this happened. I wanted to know how can I all of a sudden access things that I never did before, and what was going on with my brain, what was going on with the science behind it. You guys know I love the science behind spirituality. And so today I want to talk to you about the science about your awareness and your brain, because you guys, I have some statistics here for you today. It will maybe blow your mind, or maybe you're like, yeah, I've known that before. Did you know that people really only operate maybe on 1% of their brain, only up to 10% of your brain? That's only 10% of your brain. Um, and did you know that because of that, you're missing out on the other 90% or 99% of the possibilities of your awareness, possibilities of your life, right? The fact that you're actually listening to this means that you are probably, doing some self-development, that you want to know more about yourself, the more about, navigating your life. You're consciously creating your evolution, right? You're consciously trying to create your future. But most people are missing out on 99% of the possibilities. So the fact is that only 10 to 15% of humans are even self-aware. Okay, when I say self-aware, it means that you know that, hey, I am in charge of creating my life. I am doing the self-development. I'm doing the work. I'm going within. I'm curious about what's in here, what's out there. I'm curious. So your curiosity, right? But the majority of the people are not. So we're talking about, and I'm looking at my statistics here, 10 to 15% of humans are self-aware. We're talking about when you go out into the world and you see these other 90 to 85% of people, they're just going through the motions of society. They're not self-aware at all. They just are a product of their environment. They're the average of the 5 people they hang around most, whether it's the people around them or the people that they're looking at on social. And they follow the rules and they go about living their life the way the people before them did. And they never question it. Oh, that just hurts my heart. It just hurts my heart because when you unlock more of your brain power, right? And we're talking about different studies here. I'm talking about actual, concrete evidence, right? Or at least scientific evidence, which we still need to question these days, right? Because people be telling us the science around this and the science around that. And a lot of us know that that's not necessarily true. It's just a bunch of bullshit. But when we unlock more power of your brain, studies show that you could do so much more, such as accessing your psychic and mediumship abilities, right? Learning about telekinesis, becoming a genius, being able to learn an instrument that much quicker because you're using a different part of your brain. So when we activate our intuition and mediumship, right, we start activating the a different part of our brain that we've never used, and it taps into the mystical area where you can start tapping in and getting information from the quantum field, because we are all one, right? But if you're only operating on 1%, 1%, or maybe up to 10%, then you're just not even knowing what reality really is. You don't even know what's really there. And maybe none of us will while we're still in our meat suits, because even when we do develop more, we're accessing a greater part of your brain. You're still not accessing 100% of it. Could you even imagine? Right? I always love to share on these things too, that you only see 0.0000035% of the spectrum of light. So you're only seeing 0.000 of what is out there, what's standing right next to you, that you just aren't aware of, that you just don't see because your eyes can't do it. But what about when we're talking about your brain? What are you missing out on? This is why I get super passionate about psychic and mediumship development, and then working with spirit. And it's almost like an algebra thing, right? Like I always refer to algebra because I remember when I was in middle school and I was taking pre-algebra, and if I missed one class, I was like, could not figure shit out. So when we work with spirit, it's like you have that foundation, and then you start coming into these knowings and this awareness of different things. different ways the universe works, different ways you work, different ways your energy works. But you can't get to there. You can't get to that awareness unless you start with this foundation. And that's why I am so passionate about teaching my Awaken program, because what that does is it does start activating more of your brain, and you do become so much more aware. And it's like all these downloads come onto you, but you wouldn't be able to even, accept. You wouldn't be able to wrap your head around it. It wouldn't even make sense to you. Um, I remember this just popped in my head, so I feel like spirit's telling me when I was in fifth grade, Mr. Desmond was my teacher, and he was talking about a basketball and how it's third dimensional, right? But he said if you didn't have that third dimensional awareness, it would just look flat to you. So does that make sense to you guys? So you wouldn't even know there was a ball, and you wouldn't be able to bounce it. You wouldn't be able to utilize it if you didn't have that third dimensional perception. So same going for if you haven't developed into your psychic and mediumship abilities and access to greater part of your brain, a greater part of your awareness, and a greater ability to get more awareness, then you're looking at that flat basketball and you're not able to do things with it. So when you become self-aware, you gain more clarity on what you even want in your life. Remember, I was saying that everybody else is those 85 to 90% of people, they're just going through the motions. They don't even know what they want. They don't even question their life. So you guys, like in the Awaken program, I know I talk about this all the time, but I don't care. I take you through a series of exercises that makes you gain access to parts of your brain and awareness that you never have before, right? And then shit gets real, right? You guys, this is spirit and science. Spirit is science. But here's the thing. It's only those of you guys that are listening to this and watching this that actually desire to unlock something magical about yourself, about your life, about what you can give to this world, right? What you can give to humanity and what you can give to our evolution. It's only those of you that has that desire that are going to take like the next step and develop into your abilities. Is that you? Is that you? Are you one of those people that are like, I'm not just here to pay bills until I die. I'm not here to follow the masses, right? I want to know what I have inside of me. I want to know what I'm able to, and I want to make a freaking difference on that planet. And if that's you, then you guys definitely please come and check out the Awaken program. It's brendalee.com/awaken. You guys will never, never regret it. And every single person that takes that program develops, and I've been connected with these people for years and years and years and watched all their lives change, their careers change. It is fucking magical. Is that you? Are you ready to access more? Because I am here for you if you are.